Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today we will attempt to complete the CERFA form, which is required if you plan to apply for French nationality by decree. So just to let you know, this form can actually be completed using a PDF editor. So several applicants have actually completed their forms using PDF editors, and they haven't had any issues whatsoever. It's a good idea, however, to sign in ink at the very end. So let's get started with page 1. So on page 1, you must indicate whether you are applying for naturalization for the first time or if you are applying to have your nationality reinstated. In addition, you must specify whether you wish to have French versions of your surname and first name. And if this is the case, then you must attach the relevant application form duly completed and signed. Next, you're expected to provide your personal details under the contact details section. You must enter your complete current address as well. Enter your telephone number, landline or mobile line, and your email address. So it's important that you enter your most recent information, because if the prefecture needs to contact you, they can do so very easily. Okay. So next, you must provide your surname, your first name, date and place of birth, country of birth, your sex, obviously, and if you've had a name change in a foreign country. You must also specify your marital status um, and the date of marriage as well. Now, if you are married, you must complete the necessary section, that provides information about your spouse. It is very, very important that you check that the information that you provide actually tallies with the ones in the birth certificate that you would submit. It's very, very important. So we've gotten to the end of page 1, and do not forget that you have to attach 2 recent passport photographs to the first page. You're required to provide 2 copies of this page. Okay. So we'll move over to the next page, so page 2, where you're expected to provide the necessary information if you have been married before. Okay, so specify the relevant dates, so the date and place of marriage and the date and place of divorce, if that's relevant to you, or in the event of death of a spouse, provide the relevant information. Okay, so if this doesn't apply to you, then you tick the relevant box. Okay, so next, you're expected to provide information about your family members, your immediate family members. So your father, your mother, your brothers and your sisters, including any half brother or sister you have. Because at the end of the day, you're expected to provide information about all the children of your father and all the children of your mother. Note that you have to complete this section even in the event of death. So in the event of death of any parent, you're expected to provide the necessary proof in the form of a death certificate. Now, if you've got kids, you're expected to provide information about your kids. Okay, so very straightforward. Their names, the city and country of birth, gender, date of birth, nationality, and address. Okay. If you've got minor in the kids that are, very, very young, that do not live with you, you must be ready to provide a detailed explanation as to why that is the case. Okay. So this is the end of page 3. And on page 4, you're expected to date and sign this declaration. So this is where you'll be expected to, based on what I would advise, to sign in ink. Okay, you should use a pen or any you know a similar device to sign. So that's the end of page 4. And then we move over to page 5, where you're expected to provide information on your professional history. So whether it's in France or abroad, so everywhere you've worked, including any gaps, you have to provide information on that. So whether or not it's a full-time job, a part-time job, temporary, permanent, you're expected to provide that information. Okay, talk about what post, what position you held. And so this is a very, very important section. Very, very important. So this is the end of page 5. That's the bottom of page 5. Move over to the next page, page 6, where you're expected to provide information on where you've lived. So a complete address history from birth has to be provided here. Now, even if it means you're using an additional page, you have to provide everything. For addresses that you cannot remember, I think it will be accepted if you provide the most that you can remember. So provide everything, okay? And then that's the end of page 6. We move over to the next page. On the next page, you are not expected to complete it if nothing has changed in your personal, professional, or family situation. This page will be completed if things have changed since you last submitted your application. So as an example, this person got a job after she submitted her application. And if we look at the bottom, so she has completed it, and she is going to attach a copy of her contract to this document. She's going to send 2 copies of this page. If we look at the bottom of the page, the change in her situation was actually a change in her professional situation. She stated it, and she has duly signed and dated. Okay. Now, after sending your application, you're expected to send it using a recorded delivery, right? You receive a receipt, attesting to the fact that the prefecture has actually received your application. So you should have something like this sent back to your address. And just like you saw for the last page on the change of address, a copy of the job contract and the declaration of a change in situation form will be sent to the prefecture. Get back something. You should get back an avis de réception. You should get it back sent to your address. Okay. And if everything is fine, if the prefecture deems that your the documents that you've provided are complete, they would proceed to send you an attestation, so attestation de dépôt, right? And the idea generally is that you should expect to hear back from the prefecture regarding a date for your interview if everything goes well. So that's everything. I want to wish you all the very best as you apply, and hope to see you very soon in the next video. Until then, take very good care of yourselves. Bye bye.